It started as an idea, it became a dream, and now it's becoming a reality. No one foreseen it happening, it just happened. But enough of the chit chat. It's game time!
Do you like football? Do you appreciate good commentary? Enjoy the factual entertainment we call podcast. You won't regret it. Tim, the GOAT to Joseph. Bruce, QB1, Stone. Tariq, Religious Jackson. Ryan, Hot Takes Lee. Reese, hat on backwards means business row. Together they form the football guys. Tune in while you can. They aren't on forever.
Clocked in, mind at work. Stadium's my only church. IQUC, I come in first. NFL, I'll wait my turn. Brucey is the QB1. Timmy is the football nerd. Ryan's hopping on them takes. Religious Reek will bless with words. Last but not the least is Reese. He shows opinions over. Hova speaks his mind while staying sober. Spits his facts, come watch your show. Your hat is on backwards, you know it's for closer. You lucky they started the show that you're clover. Think that your brain is super, then over. Tune in while you can. You'll hate when it's over.
This is the Football Guys podcast. As always, he is Reese Rowe. He is Tariq Jackson. He's Bruce Stone. We're without Timmy Goat tonight. As always, I'm Ryan. As a collective, we are the Football Guys, as I said, minus Tim. We're going to take a break from the Goat Madness tonight. We're going to step outside of that for a little bit, just give you guys a little update of everything going on in the NFL world. Let's get things started with something that we talked about it before in the podcast, and I believe, at least, I know me and Bruce said we could see this coming from a mile away. I'm not sure about everyone else's take on it. But Dave Portnoy, to no one's surprise, had his auction prize, which he for anyone that doesn't know, he bid $250,000. It was a part of the All-In Challenge, and it was for a night with Roger Goodell in his sweet little basement setup he has. They were going to watch Monday Night Football together. Anyone that isn't familiar with Dave Portnoy's history with the NFL commissioner, Barstool's number one selling shirt of all time is a baby blue T-shirt with a bust of Roger Goodell's head with a clown nose. So that'll tell you everything you need to know about the history between Barstool Sports and Roger Goodell. As I said, saw this one coming from a mile away. They failed him on a background check because of his history of getting thrown out of NFL games. And I have nothing left to say on that. What's your guys' takes on that? I personally, I think it's a pussy move by Roger Goodell.
Wait. Watch you. Don't use that word.
Yeah, we're not going to use that word, but it's okay.
Yeah, don't use that word. Look,
my apologies.
Yeah, don't listen. Here's the deal. Okay. One, Dave Portnoy is a funny ass dude. He is. Two, he is a Patriot fan. So, I mean, we got to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. That's the reason why there's a clown face with a big nose, and he made a big deal. And it wasn't just any game that he got kicked out of. It wasn't a history of games. Super Bowl 52. What happened then? Oh, I remember. Eagles won a Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots in Super Bowl 52. It was a good game, 41-33.
How does it always get back to that shit?
I don't know if you caught that or not. I don't know if you got to see that one. It was pretty good. It was a pretty exciting Super Bowl.
It was. You know what? It'll probably be on NFL Network, again.
Reese, I'm saying, Reese, because our relationship's taking that next level. We boys now. We family. So next time that's on, I'll make sure you know.
Okay,
appreciate
it.
Text you.
Thank
you
you.
can watch it. It's no problem. It's what friends are for. So anyway, so he got kicked out of that Super Bowl for fraudulently using media officials. That's illegal. Stupid. He bought tickets. Why the hell wouldn't he just go to the freaking game? Just go to the game. Enjoy your defeat. You don't gotta walk down with fake media credentials. Do I agree with what they did? No, it's BS. But he did break their policy law. Could you imagine if anybody else but David Portnoy did that? You think he wouldn't have faced charges? If that was Joe Schmo, he probably would have.
Probably would.
Yeah, probably would.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just saying, do I think it was a coward move by Goodell? Yeah. He just didn't want to hang out with David Portnoy. He probably don't like pizza, Goodell. But but anyway, Reese, what you got?
Man, I know we're not gonna use that word, Rod, but
Yeah,
I agree. I fully do agree. He
Yeah.
is a woman's vagina. Just to say that, just for the
Oh
kids
my
that
God.
are here listening and watching.
You
I
could have
didn't
called
say
him
it.
a bitch.
I didn't.
Bro.
I
You
didn't
just
say
said
the
Yo,
word. I just want
yo,
you
yo.
guys to understand. I fully agree, Rod.
Why's it got to be a woman's vagina?
You know what? I won't even go there. I won't even go there. But I mean, that's what
There
we
goes
should
our
all
lady
know.
listeners. There goes our lady
Hey,
listeners.
what? No.
Hey.
They know where they have. You know, we have a lot of lady football fans, and you guys know, if you know Dave Portnoy, you know that. Look, Roger Goodell. Look, the man won fair and square. He won. You should honor it. I understand that he has some history, and I understand you guys are scared to probably talk to him. So, and it probably wouldn't look good on the league, or maybe wouldn't look good with Roger Goodell. I think that's the biggest thing. Roger Goodell was looking out for himself, not looking out for the NFL, not looking out for the players or anybody else. He was looking out for himself because I think David was going to light him up, and not physically, but mentally. So, you know, I understand he does have a long list, but come on. What was he really going to do if he showed up? I mean, let's be honest. What was he really going to do, guys? It's not like he's going to physically harm him.
I was dreaming of the scenario where Dave Portnoy shows up to his house, knocks on his front door, Roger Goodell and his wife answer, and this man is wearing that shirt with the clown nose on. That would have been fantastic.
I know he would
did great.
It would have been really funny, but he would never saw the inside of an NFL stadium until Roger Goodell was done again. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, that's the case. I mean, and Dave, he's actually explained some of these different things. I think some of it was funny, especially, you know, they had a long list of, I guess, him showing a nude picture of Brady's son at the time, who I believe was like maybe 2, you know what I mean, or an infant. I forget the schematics of it, but you know, he said he was well endowed. I mean, shit, I think it was just funny. You know what I mean? Come on. 2011. Come on. You got to have some fun. I think the NFL and Roger Goodell are, in a sense, stuck up. You know, let's be fair. It's called the No Fun League for a reason, and now they're trying to bring that back. Why not have Dave? Why not reunite with him, and maybe he can bring some fun back into the league and probably actually help the league out. So
let's bring him. Yeah, he'll have pizza parties and stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Something that gets glossed over on this whole thing a lot with the Tom Brady son thing.
Mm-hmm.
Portnoy and Tom Brady are like this.
Yes.
They're boys. They're very. Portnoy said he texts Tom on a weekly basis. Like, they're tight. Like, that Patriot bond is real.
Yo, who gives a flying shit how close he is to Tom Brady? Okay? I don't care if he's Tom Brady's butler, right? Because if it was you, right, they would have cut your beard off, took the Chiefs shirt, and threw you out of the game. Okay?
We're talking about the picture thing, not the game credentials.
Yeah, not the game. But, you know.
But the picture thing was disgusting, too. Sorry.
I think his commentary was funny. What you got, Reek?
I think it was a sucker move by Goodell. He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that smoke. He didn't want that controversy. I mean, that's Goodell. I mean, what else?
But it is illegal.
I mean, listen, I'm not supporting what the guy did as far as the fake media credentials and having the background, but that was he knew Goodell knew he would find something for him to not be able to win this contest. So it was something.
Of course.
So
I mean, I wonder if listen, I don't want this to go viral, but I'm sure there's other stuff on David Portnoy he could have found that would have stopped him from getting in that meeting.
Just a little.
I mean, if anybody has Google, I'm sure they have their own ways to find out David Portnoy's, situations. I don't want to get into it though, because
I guess you can call it that. That's a light way to call it, situations.
We're gonna talk about it because Dave Portnoy had a sex tape leak this last year, and he was. I want to put this in the. He was performing very well, and they actually named the position after what he was doing. They called it a position.
The pizza dance.
No, the Bagwell. Do you remember Jeff Bagwell's batting stance? How he kind of stood with his legs spread apart like that?
All right.
So you watched it. I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it.
Barstool Sports put it out there.
Well, shit, hell yeah. I guess
He's self-promoted.
Of course.
I definitely didn't catch that. Jeez, what a shame.
All right.
All right, what you got, Ryan?
No. Reek was going through it.
No, I did. I'm good.
Hey, Reek. I know this was kind of off the grid. Well, no, real quick before I wanted to say one thing though. Reek, the one thing that we didn't bring up to talk about beforehand, and I figured maybe you could talk about it, or you could start us off with it. Roger Goodell's stance on the Kaepernick thing and everything. I know a lot of us didn't want to get into the Kaepernick. Hang on, Rod. Let me finish, please. Okay, but we didn't talk about this, and this was something that we had talked about before to bring up. Reek, you want to bring that up real quick so we can just touch on that?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I think we was actually we were going to try and discuss it when we were talking about Goodell anyway. So
it could be quick. It could be quick. I mean, we don't got to spend too much time on it.
No, it's cool. So when it comes to Roger Goodell and it stands about Kaepernick, I'm at the party that says better late than never. There's a lot of people that says that it's weak because he's taking advantage of the moment, which could all be true. But I just look at it as better late than never. I do feel like they should apologize to Kaepernick. I feel like Kaepernick should get a chance to get a job this time.
Stop that job stuff.
No, because somebody gonna get hurt.
Okay.
Somebody gonna get hurt, and he should get a chance to be a backup somewhere. Like he should be able to get an actual legit tryout, not the little, we're gonna say we tried you out, but then we're not gonna show no tape. No, show it out, show the tryout, give him a legit shot, give him an apology. Okay. And then go from there. That truly shows that you are, as an NFL, as a league, are apologetic. And then this is your action step. Obviously, you want to contribute to the cause, which is good. But this is your action step. But you know what, Cap? We were wrong. Here's a chance for you to get back into the league, a legit chance. That's
okay. All right. So real quick to touch on it. Now, listen, the apology to Cap, I think that would be a good start. Cap's turned down jobs before. We all know that. Anybody who knows anything about the situation, he's turned down opportunities before. So has he been blackballed by the league? Yes. He's definitely been shunned upon, and they're not giving him opportunities they should get. But his last time he was on the field, he wasn't great. He lost his job to Yo Gabba Gabba, right? So, I mean, you got to take that into an account. You got to take it in. I mean,
right. Again, I'm not saying that he should come in and be a starter, but I'm saying he deserves a shot. You have Nate Peters of the world. I forget who the Redskins quarterback.
Remember something when you say stuff like that, right? When people say that stuff, Nathan Peterman's probably making about $250,000. Okay.
I'm not saying the man got to make $10 million. I'm just saying
Kaepernick's gonna want $5 million at least, right? Per year.
There's always been those reports. Colin Kaepernick was never willing to take backup money. He wanted starter money.
Money.
But also for example, the Seahawks, when they wanted to give him a tryout, they again said, well, this is conditional that you don't do the protest in that third. Let him be him. If you're going to give him a shot, let him be him. And then give him a legit deal. Like, for example, Andy Dalton got, 1 year, $3 million? I mean, he missed the league, so we're not going to say he should get more.
He actually got $8 million.
Was it 1 year, $8 million? When it's census, it goes up to $8 million. I think the base is like $3 million. So the point is, Cap hasn't been there 4 years, so no, he shouldn't get no more than Andy Dalton, who's been playing. But if you give him a contract that's incentivized, say 1 year, $2 million, but it could be up to $5 million, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Give him a 1 year. I'm just saying he should get a shot and go from there. Now, if he on his own says, I'm good, I don't want to be back in NFL no more, okay, that's fine. But I feel like he said publicly, I want to go back in NFL. I want a legit shot to give me a shot. That's how I feel with that.
Okay, that's fair. What do you think, Reese?
I kind of wanted to wait, and hear both of you guys. And as you see, I have this San Francisco hat on. It's not by mistake. It's not by design, because I'm actually a fan. I think a lot of things, as history goes, and as we're seeing even in this country, people forget. We forget a lot. I think also, too, by now we are the media. I think the picture that was painted for Kaepernick was, hey, you weren't playing good. You weren't doing this. You weren't doing that.
Right.
But with Roger Goodell, he definitely should apologize and specifically say his name, because this is definitely needed. But talking about the last tryout, especially with everything going on now, you can tell it was bullshit. To be totally frank, because of the fact that both sides clearly don't trust each other.
Right.
And there's reasons on why now we all see why Kaepernick didn't trust the NFL. And I understand why the NFL didn't trust Kaepernick as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
But upon that, I mean, he deserves, another shot. He also deserves, to be at least apologize publicly because he's been ostracized for taking the stance.
Agreed.
I mean, totally. So now, even by players, coaches, GMs, now everybody's now standing up and saying how they understand what happened 4 years ago. And I understand that you should, forgive, at least is better than late, but still now a man has lost his job and lost his dream. Yes, it is a privilege, to play in the NFL. No doubt about it. It's a privilege. But my man worked his ass to get to that point. And contrary to popular belief, I know you said earlier, Bruce, that he lost his job to Blaine Gabbert, which not talked about is that he won the game, won it back. Now, he lost it mainly because injury. And I wish Tim was here because I know that he probably would have a different take on it. But that was a true fact. I know people want to say.
I mean, either way, though,
he lost his job. He actually had an injury.
I know he's banged up.
And upon having an injury, hey, he wasn't playing in the beginning of the season and even later, the year before. And upon having that season, if you look at his numbers, it's very comparable to the same numbers that in which he took the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl. So to say that he wasn't playing well or wasn't doing this or wasn't doing that, so how did he take them to the Super Bowl with almost the same exact numbers, if not better?
Number one run defense and the number one defense.
So it's a team
and the number
sport.
one running game. I'm throwing that out there.
So
no, he did play well though. He did his thing.
So that's what I'm saying. So for you to throw 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions.
Yep.
How is that playing bad?
16 touchdowns?
I mean, the team at that point,
Can I ask you
16
a question?
touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Can I ask you a question? In 11 starts in 12 games.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Is 16 touchdowns really, honestly, say to yourself right now, 16 touchdowns is below average in the NFL. And if any of you guys actually sit here and say it's not, y'all are already drinking.
Based on what? Because you got to add more to
everything.
That. We didn't have everything. No.
How many attempts did he have, and how many games did he play?
Exactly. You got to remember, we were a running team. We actually ran the ball more than we actually passed.
All right, so let's so we can get into that.
Details. You got to add the details.
No, we can add that. Okay, so that's fine. But the reason why they did that was to help him along the way. Harbaugh catered an offense to him. I know you know that.
Okay. And so, upon that last year,
listen. Let me.
Do we not have a different offensive coordinator?
Cap fired on
Chip Kelly.
Yes, he did. Of the last season.
Yeah, last season.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he should. And listen, Cap should have excelled in his system, and he didn't.
Oh, just like y'all in Philly should have excelled as well too.
Vic did.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, Bruce. No. Here's the difference. It's the difference when you exceed your first 2 years and nobody knows your plays to your fourth year in the league and everybody knows you run 6 plays. It's harder than everybody knows you run 6 plays.
And also having the personnel.
You
say it was 5 plays?
It was 6 plays.
Look, there's no doubt about it. We all know. We want to get into the Chip Kelly thing. He literally took 2 organizations down. We all know that.
He did. He tried.
I think
and
everybody
UCLA right now is trash. So make it 3.
So upon that right now, there's no argument. But my thing is, if you look at the numbers, you look at the way the team was made up, it was very different. Yes, it was very different. Right. And even too, which is a lot of people don't know, they tried to make Kaepernick more of a pocket passer. They took away, they stopped the rollouts. They stopped a lot of things with his strengths. There's no way that you beat considerably the GOAT in the game right now, Aaron Rodgers, twice, bro. Let's not forget that. You know what I mean? 1 in Green Bay and 1 in San Francisco. That wasn't by mistake.
I wonder how Cap would do if he was used like Lamar Jackson.
I think he clearly was.
I wonder how he would do, because he's at 6'4", 220. I think he could take a couple hits. What you think, Reese?
Oh boy,
we already seen it.
He set a
record. He set a record in the playoffs.
I'm just saying.
Set a record in the playoffs for most rushing yards by a quarterback.
Because again, we say they built an office for Lamar because he has different skill sets.
Oh, listen. You see. Here's the thing. Everybody can defend Cap all they want. I didn't say Cap was a bad quarterback. That never came out of my mouth.
I know you didn't.
And Reese, we've had conversations. I don't think Cap's a bad QB. Do I think he's an elite QB? There's no friggin' way.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say elite either.
It's not even friggin' close.
Middle of pack quarterback.
Hang on real quick. In 13 games in 2017, how many touchdown passes did my buddy Carson Wentz at? Anybody
listen,
know? No. Answer my question.
33-7, Bruce.
Oh,
we ain't talking about Carson. Let's talk about Sam Bradford. Let's talk about Sam Bradford. He's another quarterback that's comparable to Cap.
33
no,
touchdowns
Cam Newton is. He defends
in 12 and a half games. Okay? So just think about 16. I know they ran the ball a lot, but 16 touchdowns. How many rushing touchdowns did he have? Anybody know?
Kaepernick that year?
Yes.
Nah, how many I'm saying how many games did he play though?
He played 11.
He started 11, played 12.
Played 12. So he played just about the same amount as Carson.
Okay, well, hang on. So hang on, because I'm gonna give you.
We suck.
So when Dak Prescott won Rookie of the Year, he only had 22 touchdowns.
Shut up.
No, we didn't. The last year he played, we didn't make the playoffs. We sucked.
We weren't even close. They were terrible.
Yeah, we were terrible.
So what I'm saying, when Dak Prescott won Rookie of the Year, he only had 22 touchdowns. He won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
And that was in 16 games. So 16 touchdowns.
22 touchdowns.
Right. Yeah, but that was 16 games.
Yeah, but Dak Prescott is cheap, so we're not going to talk about him right now.
That was for you, Ed. I was talking to you, Ed, for that one.
I was talking to all you Cowboy fans. No, that was just me being a troll.
My fault, Ryan. We even talked to you. Right? Do you have any intake on that? Do you have an opinion on that, Ryan?
I think it was cheap of Goodell. He's the ultimate opportunist. He waited until it was the right time for him to change his stance on that whole thing. Mm-hmm. However, he opened the floodgates, and I think Colin Kaepernick will have a job in the next month and a half, 2 months.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow.
He won't have a job.
No, hold up.
Wow.
He won't have a job before Cam.
The man might not play. He'll definitely have a job before Cam Newton.
There's no shot.
Definitely.
If he has a job before Cam, the NFL is ass back. That is a hot take. That's a hot take with hot
He's
sauce
back.
And a
he
ghost
is
pepper
back.
on it. That is the most ridiculous shit.
Who hot takes? I am back.
He is back. He is back. We didn't get this. See? This what y'all been missing. Ryan, hot
that's a good one.
Hey, I might be on the lookout for that. To be honest with you. That's not too far-fetched.
Yo,
it's not too far-fetched.
That shit, there's some hot takes I give you your credit
Bruce,
on. I might see something, but that's horseshit.
Hey, Bruce, I want you to think about this real quick. Let's look at a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars who have Gardner Minshew, and it's not much deeper than that. A team that struggles to sell tickets.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's gonna put more asses in seats, Colin Kaepernick or Cam Newton?
I'm not gonna do that. That's tough.
Cam
That's tough. But I will say Cap is cheaper. I will say that.
Well, Cap not only is Cap cheaper, I promise you, if he's helping you get up to 60% full on attendance, Kaepernick's getting you to 80. People are going.
I don't know, Bruce. He might have a point, especially if he starts.
Hey, Ryan, you know what?
Hell of a story.
I got to give it to you. You know why? Because look, you got to think. I'm pretty sure all you guys got emails like I got emails. You guys play Call of Duty, right? I know some of you guys play Call of Duty. This motherfucker.
I suck at Call of Duty.
Okay,
I
but
suck at
either way,
first-person shooter games.
I literally saw on Call of Duty. I know this is a football podcast, but I saw on Call of Duty literally Black Lives Matter. Hey, the equality, we understand. Everyone is saying it. So with that being said, business.
Yeah,
no
Call of Duty put a memo up about Black Lives Matter.
It's going all over.
Yes, all over.
No, listen. Wholeheartedly.
But that's my point. So now having a Jacksonville franchise that is literally needs to put people in seats, they might do that. They might do that to show unity and get people together. Just to fill seats. And look what we did. Look, the owners, like you said, opportunistic. Definitely the case. Owners, I'm pretty sure one of those 30 owners would definitely do that.
I'm actually a big fan of Tony Khan, the owner's son, because as you know, Amir Khan is the owner. Yeah. Tony Khan, he's the younger one. He's also associated with the wrestling thing they got going on in Jacksonville. He's very socially active, and he has very progressive mindset. So if you're going to tie in the whole political,
book it. Ryan
look
said
at Ryan doing his homework. God damn, he did the homework on y'all today.
He got a point. That's spicy.
Fantastic. So then let me just see if y'all can answer this for me. Did I wake up and is Cam Newton like Italian or Polish or is Cam Newton?
No, he's not.
Okay, wait, no, stop.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Let me finish. Because before this whole thing happened and all of a sudden, everybody brought the Cap thing back up, everybody had a problem with Cam Newton not having a job.
We still do.
So, okay, right? And the reason why? Go ahead, Reed. What's the reason that people are upset that Cam Newton don't have a job?
The same reason Cap don't. Because he's
Okay.
African American. All
Okay.
right, I get
So,
that.
so wait. So listen.
Go ahead.
So you're gonna tell me
Go
I
ahead.
don't give a flying dog shit how much you think somebody's gonna put seats in people in the seats? You're gonna tell me you're gonna take a dude that hasn't played an NFL game in 4 years almost and put him on the field over a guy that just got done playing and has been productive in the league in the last couple years?
For
Yo.
Ryan's reason,
Yes.
for Ryan's reason,
That will be the biggest shit show on the planet. You want to
won't.
talk about
if you're
failure?
Jacksonville,
If he
yes.
goes to Jacksonville,
Mhm.
that will be the biggest shit show on the planet. Jacksonville is a bad football team, and Kaepernick is an average quarterback.
So
You
when-
put him behind that O-line?
let me ask you a question. Let me
Oh,
ask you a
God.
question. Hang
You
on,
said
hang
you
on,
wanna start.
hang on,
My Mary
hang on,
Jane.
hang on. Let me ask you
I
a
have-
question. Do you honestly think that Gardner Minshew is that much better than Kaepernick?
No. didn't
Okay
say
then.
that.
So who's more athletic, Minshew
Mhm.
or Kaepernick?
That's all well and good. But can I
Okay,
ask you
so-
a question?
so
wait,
that
let me
terrible
ask you a
O-line-
question.
hang on.
Let me ask you a point. Go ahead. We'll go. I'm a rebuttal to what you got.
I know. So that terrible O-line with the more athletic quarterback,
Sure.
who has a better chance to win. Every
Okay.
game he wins is an accolade. Oh my gosh! And then the people build on momentum and talk
Trust
about
me.
Jacksonville.
Trust me, I know.
I'm saying.
Trust me, I know.
Mm.
And Mr. Niner fan over here knows if the power, and honestly, people wouldn't even be talking about that Ravens Super Bowl had the power not went out because the Ravens were about to run that shit right down their throats. Pause.
Well, they didn't.
If the
Okay?
lights didn't go out, if it didn't go Doc, that game was
Hey, but
about to be a
look,
shit show.
Let's not bring
No,
up the
you
horrible
listen.
thing.
It was
But-
about to poo-poo.
You say that, but look, the lights went out, right? And then they came back and still did what? They still wound up scoring. I mean, Ray
Oh,
Lewis, and I know we're going to get into this.
What were you guys down when
You
the lights went
gonna-
out? And who had the ball?
I don't remember, and I don't give a shit.
I know. You were down almost three
Hold on.
scores. You were down almost three
We
scores.
down
when
three
the lights-
scores. We down three scores.
Before I forget this,
It is what
there's
it
something I want to touch what Reek said. Cam Newton not having a job has absolutely nothing to do with his race.
You're out of your mind.
It has everything to do with the fact that man has not been able to get in front of a doctor, and he will not take anything.
No. That's not what we said. That's not what he said. No. You misunderstood him. I said, how come people are upset
Yeah.
about why he don't have a job? I didn't say why he
okay.
don't have a job.
Yeah.
That's
I thought
okay,
he
sorry.
said.
I'm sorry.
I thought he was saying that Cam Newton didn't have a job
No,
because he was.
we've
African-American.
all touched on that multiple times. No,
Yeah.
To be
The only
honest,
reason you don't have a job is because of the
it's both. It's both.
No, not a chance. He hasn't been able to get in front of a doctor.
It's both.
No one has.
Here's
That's
why.
why.
That's
Here's why. Because here's why.
That's kinda
'Cause
true.
If Aaron Rodgers was hurt, and you couldn't see if Aaron Rodgers was sure, when people were not signing Aaron Rodgers, they would still sign Aaron Rodgers because the talent is there. Like Cam can still play. Cam can. Jadavion Clowney doesn't have a job because he had too much money.
You're
It's
comparing
both.
Aaron Rodgers
It's
to
both.
Cam Newton.
My point is, if you feel like he can play, you would sign him. Cam's not a bum.
But he's coming off a very serious injury.
That's why I
Same
said
thing
it's both.
happened. I keep saying the same name.
both.
All right, I'm gonna
Sam
put it to you.
Bradford.
I'm gonna put it
Sam
to you like
Bradford.
this.
It's both.
I'm gonna put it to you like
barely
this.
played in 3 years and
Yes.
got signed to 20 some odd million off
First
a
of all,
serious injury.
That agent
Serious
should be-
injury.
That agent should be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And yeah,
Man,
that was
no,
also
that
that was
man-
also by a
That man made more
very.
Sam Bradford money. Jesus, Marion, Joe,
And they
sorry.
only win
I don't know
nothing.
why he didn't get convicted for robbery yet. Because
Unbelievable, bro. That's a highway robbery, bro. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'll say this, and I do this QB thing, okay? Cam Newton right now is still better than half the starters in the league. Right now. He walks
surprised at
into
all.
a good situation and he starts and he's productive. If he goes to New England, they become a playoff team.
correct.
San
They
Diego.
become a playoff team. Well, no, he doesn't go. That's stupid for him to go to San Diego, but I agree with that. If he goes to San Diego, that might be a Super Bowl contender if Cam can get half of his game back. The thing I'm going to tell you about Cap and the difference between Gardner Minshew is a 1, 2, 3, let the ball go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let the ball go. Kaepernick thinks too much.
Are you sure?
I
about that?
know Minshew runs around a little
Okay.
because
I'm
he
about to say.
runs around like an idiot. I know, whatever.
Okay.
He sucks anyway.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
compare
matter.
his numbers to Kyler. Compare
He
his numbers
sucks, bro.
to Kyler Murray.
He-
But
but
if
he-
you hear, there's a lot of people
Yo,
that saying Kyler Murray
I'm-
should win MVP this year.
That's
All
fucking
because he
insane.
got
You very well
one
might.
season, which is
Exactly.
D-Hop, which is
That's
good. But
fucking insane.
And if you look at those
Kyler-
numbers from
Carson
Gardner
Wentz
Minshew
will
and
win
Kyler
the
last year,
MVP
they were
before
very
Kyler Murray.
close.
And Gardner Minshew sucks. And Kyler Murray has potential.
No
So
one's
that's
talking
pathetic.
about Carson Wentz.
I don't care.
No,
I brought him up.
I know you always bring up Carson.
That being said,
No, I don't. No, I don't. But he's
Ryan,
a better quarterback than Kyler Murray.
You had another topic similar to Goodell too you want to talk about, didn't you, Ryan?
Yeah, so before we get to that, there's something else we got to mention. Almost forgot once again, and that's our friends at Levittown Carpet and Flooring, and also Brothers for All Media. Levittown Carpet and Flooring, obviously that's our friends Eddie and his brothers are all involved with that.
Eddie, yeah, man.
You know we appreciate Eddie. Guys, they're still continuing that same deal. As always, estimates with Levittown Carpet and Flooring are free. And if you mention the Football Guys podcast, receive $50 off of any services purchased. So that's awesome that Eddie doesn't have to do that. But, hey, they're great people over there. And also Brothers for All, I think they are advertisement now. Brothers for All advertisement group. Obviously, our friends Eddie and Isaiah over there, and all they're trying to do is spread a positive message. And also something Eddie brought up the other day, they want to have us on the show once this whole COVID madness is over. They want to have us on and interview us. So that's something we're going to do a little cross-promoting there at some point. We'll give you guys more details on that. But, yeah, they're just trying to spread a positive message about everyone bringing everyone together. And that's kind of going to parlay into our next topic. And that's about what went down with Drew Brees this week. Mm-hmm. So it's no secret. We've already touched on it. We're a nation in divide right now. And Drew Brees found a way to drive that stake of divide deeper. Somehow he found a way. You're entitled. Listen, the beauty of America is you're entitled to your own opinion, and you won't be persecuted for it. And but you just got to know when to say certain things and when not to say them.
Yep.
And clearly, Drew Brees was not born with that filter. I'm not saying what. Do I think Drew Brees should have his own opinion? Absolutely, he's entitled to that. That's his birthright as an American citizen.
Correct. But
there's a time and there's a place, and Drew, you missed the time and the place.
Yes, you did.
Because this ain't it. 2020 ain't the year to be talking about what you were talking about.
Correct.
At least at this time in 2020. I can't speak for the rest of 2020. We're only halfway through. He said he
halfway through, didn't you reset this whole thing?
Yeah,
skip right by.
No. Interesting thing I saw today, real quick, not to, because this is what we're going to be talking about, is this whole Drew Brees thing. I saw a thing today. They removed King Tut's coffin from his tomb for the first time ever earlier this year. I don't think it's a coincidence of everything that's going on in the world. Plagues, killer hornets, a world battling against itself, a whole country battling against itself. It ain't a coincidence. They fucked with King Tut. We're in trouble.
Oh, Jesus, man.
King Tut ain't God, but I get your point.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to act like curses don't exist. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't believe in that shit. I listen.
I know. But that being said,
Ryan's got time on his hands today. Go ahead, Ryan.
I got time. I did a lot of reading today. I was sitting around fishing. I caught 0 fish, so I was reading.
See? 0 fish and got him that story. Mm-hmm. I did see that on Facebook, though.
It was King Tut fault. You didn't get no fish.
Yep.
Yo.
So, Drew's just got to be smarter, man. I mean, do I disagree with what he was trying to get at? I understand. I think what he said was said the wrong way. You're allowed to say, all he should have said was, I personally, like, that's what I thought he was trying to get at originally, that he doesn't want to kneel at the flag. But he kind of went down with that extra layer. I can't support anyone or their cause.
He did.
No, that's what I'm saying. He added that extra layer, and he's like, I can't support anyone's cause when they're disrespecting the flag. Here's the thing.
But he did.
And for the people that haven't realized this yet, it ain't ever been about the flag. I'm talking every single one of you that thinks it is. It ain't never been about the flag. You ain't hurting veterans' feelings either. You're not. If they tell you are, you're lying to you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. I've talked to plenty of veterans about this, and I see it all the time on Facebook because they come on these posts when people write these things on these NFL pages saying, you're disrespecting our flags and the veterans. These veterans hop on there that are on these pages, and they say, yo, these are the freedoms. Yeah, Reese himself, it ain't you ain't disrespecting them. These are the freedoms that they fought for.
Right.
They did, these guys are putting their lives on the line. We know plenty of them. Reese is one of them. My buddy Brandon, he just left today for San Diego. He's in the Navy. Shout out to him. And I mean, from the Warriors, everyone knows Josh Marks. He's serving the national. He's out in the streets right now, making sure that these businesses aren't getting completely burned to the ground. But that's people are pissed because there's shout out to Josh too, because they're all putting their lives on the line.
Look, man,
it ain't ever been about no flag. It's been about what's right, and what's been happening these past couple years ain't right. Plain and simple.
I mean, unfortunately, what you're saying, some of it's true, 90% of it, but there are people that have an issue with they feel he's disrespecting the flag.
Not a single veteran though.
That's not true. I know veterans. That's not true. I know veterans that do. Is it all veterans? No, because I know more veterans that think it's okay. Nate Boyer? He came out publicly and said, "I'm okay with it." Okay, I think a lot more people had a lot of people who they found reasons to kill Cap for that stuff. No pun intended. Like when he sat on the bench or during 9/11, supposedly he knelt during 9/11. You know, there's certain things that people had their beliefs in, and that people felt like, oh, we gotta get him for this and get him for that. And there's some people that feel like he could have used his platform in a different way. My man stood up for something that, I mean, is really fucked up in this world. This has been going on. At this point, it's disgusting. It's been going on for well over a century. Me and Reese have talked about it. I'm sure me and Reek have had our conversations. The world's upside down, and this shit is at this point. It's just it's one of those situations where, you know, we're seeing people, they criticize him for kneeling to the flag or kneeling for during the anthem. Other people didn't come out during the anthem. Some people raised their fist. Some people locked arms. But to the topic at hand, before I go on a rant about this, Drew, what the fuck were you thinking? Look, man, I'm gonna tell you flat out. I'm gonna tell everybody, and some people are overdoing this shit. Oh, Drew's gonna get killed. Blah blah blah. Look, man, he made a mistake. But that man has done a lot for his community. He's done a lot for the league. Okay, his teammates love him. African American, Latino, white, black, green, it don't matter. They would go to war for this man. He made a mistake. There's 100%. Should he have said it? Fuck no. You want to talk about, like he said, like Ross said, wrong place, wrong time. Drew, use your melon. Use your brain. You're a very, very intelligent dude, man. Like, I mean, Malcolm said it best. Shut the fuck up. Like, right now? Shut up, dog. Like, the whole world is rioting and looting, and there's people putting their lives on the line right now. And yo, listen, I know for a fact none of us here are okay with the rioting and the looting. I mean, you're taking people's livelihoods. There's a lot of other ways you can go about this. And I know certain peaceful protests, they haven't always been efficient. But man, look, Drew, you're talking about something right now that's really, 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 really a hot topic in the world. And I don't support that. Bro, you kneeled. You kneeled. There's a picture. You're not kneeling to catch your breath.
It was before the protest. It was before the anthem, though.
Yeah, it was before the anthem. But people said he stayed there during the anthem or in the beginning of the anthem and got up. Mm-hmm. He did. Right? Now, whether it was absolutely a fact, they have pictures of him kneeling, whatever the case may be. But but Drew Brees, it's one of those situations where he shouldn't have said what he said. And his teammates now, he's apologized, right? Michael Thomas has forgiven him. I mean, I saw people, Michael Thomas should demand a trade. What'd you say, bro?
His publicist wrote a really good letter, didn't he, on behalf of Drew Brees?
I mean,
I'm keeping it real. You think Drew Brees sat down and penned that himself?
You know how intelligent he is, though?
I'm not questioning his intelligence.
You kind of are, because you're automatically assuming that he didn't do that. I'm not saying he did or didn't.
Well,
but you
after that statement, you should.
What?
After
he was
previous
an
statement, I guess you should.
That doesn't make him a moron, though. He's not a moron. He's stupid as shit for the timing, but he's definitely an intelligent human being. Okay.
So there's two things I left out that I forgot. Number one is fuck the person that was conducting that interview for baiting him into that question, because I will give him the benefit of the doubt there. They baited him in.
Who?
Yahoo Finance.
Yep.
Yeah, Yahoo Finance. Yeah, big fuck you to Yahoo. I already hate Yahoo. I actually unenrolled myself from their email recently. I moved everything over to Gmail. So fuck you, Yahoo. Because Drew Brees is a stand-up guy. Also, fuck that pig at Fox News, Laura Ingraham, who had the balls to tell Kevin Durant and LeBron James shut up and dribble when they spoke out against a problem in this country. But when Drew Brees does it, she says everyone is entitled to their opinion. She's a pig, and she should. Yeah, she's a pig, and I'm going to leave it at that.
No, bro, listen to me, okay? That's another female. We're degrading females on this thing. Don't call people pigs, bro. Don't do that. I won't be a part of that. Don't do that.
I'm not degrading a female. I'm degrading that individual.
Listen, don't call.
She's a disgusting human being.
Okay, that's fine. Say that. Don't call her a pig. It's low class, and you're better than that. Don't say that.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
It had nothing to do with her sex.
You called her a pig, bro.
Because that's a pig tendency right there. She had a problem when it was two black athletes doing it, but when it's a white athlete, he's entitled to his opinion all of a sudden.
So it's disgusting. It's disgusting,
right? And pigs are a disgusting animal. So that's how I drew the conclusion that she's a pig.
This is why I'm vegan, guys. This is exactly why I'm vegan. I'm just letting you guys want to plant this out here. I'm sorry. Just let you know.
So here's what I just took from that. We know Reese ain't having bacon for breakfast tomorrow.
I'm definitely not. Definitely not. But, you know, I mean, to talk about the subject and what Drew Brees did and what he spoke of, this isn't new. I don't know why it's actually a shock to everybody, to be totally honest with you. I'm not shocked at all because he made these comments in 2016. He pretty much reiterated the same thing he did 4 years ago when it wasn't an issue, and he's doing it now. So to be honest with you, I want to challenge America. I want to challenge the NFL, the players, and everyone else now, along with all these other big businesses and things like that, who now it's all of a sudden a problem. Why was it not a problem 4 years ago? Oh, the guy that we were talking about, who whether he did it for whatever reasons he had, was trying to show us and let us know that this is a problem, along with other people, along with other feelings and people.
Bolden.
Exactly.
All them guys are doing their thing.
So upon that, it's like, hey, guess what? All you players that are currently in NFL that were there 4 years ago, you coaches, you GMs, you owners, and et cetera, as well as Drew Brees, you are all a part of this. You know, now all of a sudden now he gets ostracized. And, you know, some of it is warranted because, hey, why did he make the statement? Why did he get his publicist? You know, I don't think no one just changes their heart. And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think his heart changed, overnight. And I understand, in a lot of things on what we experience and we speak of, sometimes we are misinformed. We don't know. But Drew, you've been with a lot of guys, and I know this hasn't been part of the locker room talk. You've done great things in New Orleans. So I won't say that you are not a stand-up guy, because for you to even come out and even to double down, especially what our current president has said too as well, you went and doubled down on what your last statement was, which is great, and kudos to you. And maybe you have learned, but, it is questioned the fact that, are you doing this just because of the backlash that you got? Would you still turn around your comments if you wouldn't get the backlash? So you have to question that. And it's sad that you have to question that for a guy who's done a lot for New Orleans. I guess he won't be invited to any of the cookouts anymore this summer. I guess he won't be doing the bounce in New Orleans or the electric slide. But, Drew,
Stomp the yard.
He won't be doing none of that. He won't be none of the dances down in New Orleans.
Ain't no chopper style going down.
Yeah, no chopper style, none of that. But Drew, I mean, you had to know. And I think also, too, I think it's a conversation that we need to have as far as America, because there's a lot of people who actually agree with Drew, no matter what walk of life you are. And I think that's the part of the problem. We have to understand that it isn't just about the flag. I think we all who live in America, we love the flag. Like I said, I know my father, and I have other people who have served this country, including myself, who have served this country. And we love this country. We wouldn't put our blood, sweat, and tears and lives on the line if we didn't love this country. And I think that gets misconception, you know. And upon also having a flag, guess what? It's just like our holidays. It's something of a tradition. It's something of observance. You have the right to go ahead to observe that holiday or observe the flag or stand up or sit down or even, excuse my French, take a shit while the anthem is going, you know. But once again, I said this before. I said to you guys, and even you guys follow me, you know, on Facebook or anything like that. I said, if we can kneel before God, why can we not kneel before our flag? You have to think about that. And I understand, you know, and we just had our Pledge of Allegiance changed literally a couple years ago. So I don't want to get too much into it, but those things have been brought up. We changed our Pledge of Allegiance and it said one nation under God for years. Years it said one nation under God. So if we go by the military hierarchy, guess what? God is first, then our nation.
Come on here.
But I just want to say, and I know it's changed because guess what? We changed because guess what? We knew that there's more people in this country, which makes us one of the greatest countries ever because of the fact that we're willing to change. And this is just another portion of our country that we are willing to change. We got to have these conversations. And on the Football Guys podcast, this is why we're doing it. This is why we're talking about it. And I know it relates a little bit to football and it's a little bit outside of football, but that's what it is. What do you got, Ryan?
Yeah, so real quick, we just never did this as a show, and I kind of feel like this is a good time because things could get misconstrued. For those of you that don't know, anything I say, correct me when I'm wrong. Our friend Reese here, he actually served in the United States Army. Army, correct? Air Force. Oh, Air Force. I feel disrespectful now.
Unbelievable.
He put it. No, seriously. You put on that uniform. You're putting your life on the line for the country. And here it is for anyone that really thinks that this is about a flag, this whole protest, and that people like Reese, people like my father, people like my best friend, people like I have countless uncles that were in the military. It ain't about that. It really is not about that. And yeah, Reese, thank you for your service. Seriously, I don't think we've ever brought, because we never really brought that up on here. People like this country wouldn't be, we live in a fantastic country. I understand it ain't as great as it could be right now. We're definitely not living up to our potential.
Oh, it's a shit show right now.
It is, absolutely. If it wasn't for people like Reese, and you know what? This isn't me. I don't condone the destruction of property, nor do I condone violence. But if it wasn't for the destruction of property in the 1700s, the country that America is would not be. The Boston Tea Party is exactly what happened back then. Is what's going on now in modern day America.
And one of those was accepted and one's not. How about that?
Exactly. A group of outliers saw a problem, and I use outliers in parentheses because I don't want to disrespect the people that are protesting today. They saw a problem. They wanted to fix it. The government of the opposing power didn't give a fuck what they had to say. So what did they do to get their voices heard? They caused havoc. They flipped shit over. They dumped barrels of tea into the Boston Harbor. And guess what happened? That led to the birth of America. It's plain and simple. That's how America came to be. We are living. No,
no, Ryan, you're listen.
What am I doing?
Listen, I respect what your comparison here. Okay, I respect it, but you're talking a whole different time. Like a lot of similarities. The way the world is looked at. Okay,
have you never heard that history repeats itself?
Nah, bro. Listen, you're talking.
You're glossing over it because you disagree with it.
No, I'm not. I didn't say I disagree. I'm talking. It's a different time. You had a lot of time on your hands. You did a lot of reading and a lot of studying. When did the Boston Tea Party happen?
1700s.
Okay. The world was. You want to talk about anarchy? There was no rule. No law.
Actually, there was. The United Kingdom Britain proceeded over all of America.
Right.
That's just a fact.
It wasn't. It can be facts. I'm a history major. I know what it is. But I'm telling you that it was a whole different world then than it is today. Okay? There's innocent people, right? There's innocent people getting their life savings, right? Everything they put out for and bought for a business and stuff getting smashed. There's signs in people's windows if it's an African American owner, they're pleading that people don't break their. These people are working hard for you.
That's why I said I don't condone the destruction of property, nor do I condone violence. So if you would have listened to what I fully said,
I heard what you said.
So wait, so I hear what you're saying about.
We're going a little bit off. We're going a little bit off. So get back in the airplane.
No, back in the airplane.
Put back in the airplane.
Yeah.
Get back in the airplane. I'm Air Force. So get back in the airplane and let's get back to football as well. To the topic.
No, we're going in a little into the social wing tonight.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to. I mean, let's be real. You turn on ESPN, you turn on we're local, so 97.5, 94 WIP. This is what they're talking about. And, guys, I understand everyone's here to listen to football. We're stepping outside for a minute.
Well, my point before we get off, it happened before 1776.
I also have to get my input, so I want y'all to finish.
Right. What'd you say?
Real quick, because I got one last part. So, Bruce, I hear what you're saying about business owners. So what do you think was happening? Do you like being an American?
Oh, my God.
Do you enjoy living in America? Do you enjoy the freedoms that are – no, this is a very serious question. Do you enjoy your American – the rights that you have as an American?
Last time I checked, bro.
Again, I love it. I love it. I have the freedom to do what I want in this country.
You do.
Which is a lot more than any other country could say. I hear what you're saying, and I do not I feel for these people out there that are suffering from small business world right now. Do I feel bad for the major corporations? They got the money. Do I think it should be happening? Absolutely not. Any of it. None of it. None of the looting should be happening. That strays away from what the message is.
I think Ryan's point is that he doesn't want it to happen, but he feel like it's necessary. That's his point. I think that's his point.
It's the looting's not necessary. I get the protests and I get the riots. The looting is where I get off. However, and I hear what Bruce is saying about business owners suffering from this.
Let me ask you a question. So wait,
do you think everyone during the Boston Tea Party was like, "Well, my pockets are nice and fat from this situation"?
Hang on a minute.
No,
We're
it's
talking
the
about
same thing.
1773. Okay, you just said you get the riots. Okay, what happens during riots? Violence. Okay,
not always.
Destruction. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? What is a riot? What is a riot squad?
That is what a riot is.
What is a riot squad?
I'm saying
answer my question. What's a riot squad? They stop the destruction and violence.
That's a riot. That's a riot, bro.
A riot is destruction and violence. That's what a riot is.
Yeah, that makes a riot. Yeah.
Come on, dog. I get what you're saying. I actually love the comparison. I love it, bro. Absolutely friggin' love that you listen. Catching no fish, you came to pod today. We appreciate that. All I'm simply saying is that you literally took something that happened before the Declaration of Independence and used it today to try to compare it. And I kind of got the vague comparison, but there's no reason. Listen, I honest to God, I would protest. I would still, if I wasn't working today, I would have walked in a peaceful protest. That's a whole different ball game. Okay. But I can't condone rioting and looting in any way, shape, or form.
Neither can I. But guess what? Neither could the English back in the 1700s. They couldn't condone it. And no. So let me round this out, and then I'm going to get it over to Tariq because I know he has a lot to say about what we're
I know he does.
So let me just go on my little tangent uninterrupted to get my point across. 1773. When all this was getting started, the first night of the Boston Tea Party, the football guys were sitting around at ye old table discussing ye old sport.
Jesus,
and they saw they saw a problem. Or what? 1773. Ryan saw a problem and said, "You know what? It's time they do something, and it's time that these people that were on this country already take back what's theirs." And guess what? There's a problem. People see it, and they're fighting for what they think is right. No different than what is now American citizens did in 1773. That's all I'm getting at. Am I saying it has to be to the extent of the Boston Tea Party? No. But what we are witnessing now is the 2020, the modern-day version of the Boston Tea Party.
You want to go back to the Civil War, too?
This has nothing to do with the Civil War.
I'm just asking a question.
You're talking about 100 years apart.
Wait, bro, you're literally what you're doing, okay? You're condoning in all, and I know you're not necessarily trying to put it this way.
I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying what I'm not condoning it. I'm calling it how I see it. We're living through the modern day Boston Tea Party.
All right, man.
And we got some comparisons. But, hey, Reek,
Okay.
what you got on this situation?
Okay. Thank y'all for the history lesson, by the way.
You're welcome.
Hope you
And
fancy it.
I first want to start off by saying, salute to everybody who is in the military. Thank you for serving. Thank you for the cops serving. That being said, Drew Brees said how he felt the first time. He said how he felt the first time. And similar to Jake Fromm with the text message, it is a sign of white privilege because he lives in his bubble. He feels like his grandparents were the only ones that were to, fight in the military. And he thought about just him. He did not think about other Americans that don't have the same privileges that he has in the same country. It was very insensitive. What he said, he gave an apology. I hear an echo. He gave an apology. Because he heard, he got caught up, he heard. Similar to Jake Fromm, who gave an apology. Or do I think that he all of a sudden, changed the light? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to take time for him. Now, is that saying that Drew Brees is a racist? Heck no. He's a stand-up dude. He gives back to the New Orleans community. He won Walter Payton Man of the Year in 2006. It's a stand-up dude.
He went there during Katrina?
Yeah, he's a stand-up dude. The problem is that he willingly decides to ignore an issue and ignore a problem that's in this country. And it's something that a lot of, Caucasian, white people do because they feel like it doesn't bother them, so they don't want to talk about it. So when they talk about taking the knee, Kaepernick said it wasn't about the flag. It was never about the flag. And right now, if you still think it's about the flag, you're part of the problem. I'm sorry. You're part of the problem. If you still feel like it's taking the knee, it's part of the flag, you're part of the problem. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to use someone's American rights and say that they have to do it in your way, which is against their American right. Their American right is to protest how they feel and when they want to. Because what happens is if he was taking a knee for breast cancer awareness, if he was taking a knee for autism, would we have the same outcry? No. It's because it's an issue that they don't relate to. And that's why they have a problem with it. That's why they say stick with football. I'm trying to watch football. I don't want to talk about politics. I was there in the third. Because it's not something you want to talk about because it's something that it affects you. Not affects you, but it's something that is a touchy subject for you. Because that's talking about your ancestors, your grandmothers, your grandfathers, your great-grandmothers, your great-grandfathers. And you want to have the cop-out and say, well, you're not slaves anymore. It's you can vote now. What are you talking about? Like, it's not back then. And they try to ignore that it's still an issue. So people that still have a problem with it, let's get to the crumb or the root of why you have a problem with the protest. Because it was peaceful. It wasn't no rioting. He didn't say anything. He took a knee, and then he told you why. So instead of looking at why, you will look at the act. Let's look at why he did it, and look at how we can fix the problem and then move forward. So now 4 years later, we see that it's even a worse problem than it was when he did it. So now Drew, in this time, says that I will never respect anybody that disrespect the flag. All Drew had to say was it is their American right to protest the way they want to protest. That's why my grandfathers did what they did so they could protest in their way. That's all he had to say. He didn't have to say he was against it. All he had to say was that's what they want to do. He didn't have to say that's not what I want to do. He didn't have to say that I don't have a problem. I disagree with. Just say that's what they do. That's not on me. That's what they decided to do. That's their American right. And then nobody would have had a problem with what Drew Brees said. But it was very insensitive to what is going on. So I hope he learned. I am glad he did check Trump. That's good. That's a good step. But now you have to continue to do your part and do your research. And now it's like a close friend that comes out and they get into arguing with someone. You hear them say the N-word because they're angry. And they're like, you know what, man, I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have said that. So, yeah, you accept the apology, but we didn't forget what you said. We didn't forget how you felt that was in you. So you apologize to take that out of you. That's going to take time. That's going to take knowledge to figure out, why did I say that? Why do I feel like I can say that? And let's get to the crux of the problem. Let's have the conversation. So then now you can truly empathize. You're convicted. Now here's the empathy part, right? And that's what we empathize. Why did I say that? What came on me saying that? And then from there, acknowledging it, and then now move forward to make sure others don't say it as well. So I give Drew Brees a chance to redeem himself, but he definitely has an uphill to climb.
I think it's very true, Reed. And I'm going to make sure all the listeners are understanding that I know for myself that Drew is entitled to his opinion, okay? But at the time, in the times that we are right now, you have to be aware. And I think that's the biggest thing is the awareness. And as I said before, and as Reek said, and Ryan and Bruce have all said, it's just being aware of what's going on. I know this COVID virus has everyone in a different mindset, but there's no way that you are getting around of what's events. These events that's happening in America are happening in different countries as well. This is starting to be a global thing, or is a global thing.
I think that's a great thing. I feel like America is actually taking a change for the better. And the world.
Exactly. Because once again, we are a great country.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that pretty much we set the precedent for. So upon that, if we do that, we have to go ahead and show on how other people should act. Just on how we have football, and now football is across the pond, and football is in different countries now. Guess what? They look at us. They look at how we act, how we move. So we're held to a different standard across the world. So guess what? If that's being said, just like everyone who's in the military, police officer, and so forth, there's a different standard that you are upheld when you become American. So don't forget that.
Right.
I think that's the one thing, and it doesn't matter what race, color, or creed you are. You cannot forget that there's a different standard when you are considered an American. So guess what? We fight for that, you know what I'm saying? And we get on the field, and the football players are on the field, and we look at them to hold a different standard. And that's the thing that's also being forgot. And I understand it. Everyone makes mistakes. But upon that, we also have to realize, okay, hey, how can we move forward? What is the next steps for us to move forward?
As a country, we need to acknowledge how this country was founded, which I think is starting to come out. And we need to internally accept that's how it was founded and say, how do we break the chains that were founded 250 years ago? Or whenever America was started, because I'm not the history guy, 40 years ago, whatever. We need to change those foundational roots. We all know how America was founded. We all know how the way it was founded led to the systematic racism from generation passed down to generation passed on generation. Now we are now. Mm-hmm. So we need to uproot that. We need to change how America is. We need to get into the internal foundations of America and change them. We need to change policies. We need to change government. We need to change local government. All that stuff needs to change in order for America to take to the next step.
Unfortunately, a lot of that's not going to change overnight. We all know that.
Oh no, of course not.
Of course not.
But the one thing that we can do, and this is not change subjects at all, is and all of us have kids. All of us except for Ryan, really. And it starts with us.
I give Ryan 2 years. He's gonna have a child.
Nope, I was saying 6 months. No.
Nope. Please God, no.
Honestly, though, it starts with us, man. Like, and a lot, and I mean, everybody has their beliefs in this, but through generation and generation and generation, racism is taught. You're not
1,000% taught.
You're not born into racism.
Never.
You're not born. Like, you don't know a difference. You just don't know the difference. You see everybody in a certain way as a baby, as a kid, as a young kid. Like, people got to grow the fuck up. You want to hate the Cowboys? Fine. You want to hate that Ryan's a Lion, Chief, Jet, Philly fan? Fine.
Lions, gotta remember Lions.
But hating somebody because of the color of their skin, I mean, it's disgusting.
Or thinking that you are better than someone because
nobody's better than nobody. Listen, there's people that try to act better than somebody, and like you get people to like they'll talk to somebody and they'll try to look down on you. You go to a doctor, like I've seen people. I was at a doctor's office like before this whole COVID thing started, and this person was belittling this receptionist for no reason whatsoever. Had nothing to do. It didn't. Neither one of them had nothing to do with race. They just belittling them, like look down on them, like they're better than the person sitting behind that desk. Like, yo, like people aren't like just be a human being.
I mean, I do want to say, upon being better, I am a better flag football player than a lot of you guys out there. Just in case y'all want to go ahead and get that smoke, I'm with it. I'm just saying.
I have really, really good hair, but we're not going to talk about that. It's another episode. And Reese is very good. He plays on the Warriors, by the way. Reek is another very talented football player. We'll get to that later. Ryan's very good. You know, we have a bunch of really solid. Tim's a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's
call him the GOAT. Call him the GOAT.
Yeah, we call him the GOAT for a reason.
We had Donnie at one point or another too, and
Donnie's special.
Different.
Donnie's special.
I locked Donnie up in the game too. He ain't gonna tell you that though.
This Marion Joe. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all though, stop teaching the bullshit. Teach your kids to hate the Cowboys. Fine, like I said, you want to hate the Niners? Fine, we get it.
Whoa.
All right. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm sorry.
My bad.
Yeah, let's go with the common ground. If you want to hate the Cowboys, you hate the Cowboys because Cowboys.
Sorry, Ed.
Just knock the shit off, man.
I don't like them. I hate the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I don't really like saying hate.
I know.
But
I know.
I hate. How the hell you spell it again? E. Hate the damn Cowboys.
You're drunk. H-A-E. What?
I told you. I know. Should we get a sponsor? I'm sorry. Asahi.
Brought to you by Deer Park.
Deer Park.
No, but check this out. I just look, anybody who knows, like me personally, man, like there's no I don't got an ounce of hate in my body besides for the Cowboys and Chief, Lion, Jet fan. No, I'm just kidding. Ryan, I love you. You know I love you. But I don't like front runners. All right. But I don't understand this, man. This it's to the point where you can't even really go on social media. You can't turn the TV on without seeing more hate. And it happens far too often. Like, I just, love each other. Seriously. Grow the fuck up. Stop with the bullshit. You know, these guys on this pod, they're my brothers. Okay?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
For anyone that got it twisted, anyone out there listening, we ain't just some friends that are podcasting. This is a family. We got 100%. A family thing going here.
100%.
Football guys ain't just five guys that got together randomly. No, this is a family we got going.
That's facts. And
and for anyone that's friends with me on Facebook, you saw my whole thing, my whole spiel. I'm scared for my brothers, for my good friends Reese and Reek. I'm scared for them, and I'm scared for their children because there's a problem. And I hate that people look at them differently than they look at me, Bruce, and Tim, just because of the pigmentation in their skin.
I'll super kick some. What you mean?
You know what I mean, no.
Nah.
Like, listen, because there is a problem because the people that are told they're in charge in this country look at them differently because of the color of their skin, and I see a problem with that.
No, listen, there's no doubt, but here's the thing that goes on in the world, though, right? Is that, like I said, and I know everybody understands where I'm getting at with this, that was like, starts with us, though. If we teach our kids the right way, then hopefully the next generation is better than what it is now.
I think it will be.
I think that's very true.
I think it's millennials. Yeah. Not you, Reese, because you older, but us millennials.
He an 88 baby. Put some respect on the name.
I mean, when I think about it, I'm close to 98. When I look in this camera, I look like 98. Right?
I don't want to get involved in Reese's age topic, but it was weird. He sent me a photo from like 1926, and it looked just like him.
Whoa!
I don't know what's going on.
Whoa! See, here we go.
I think our millennial generation is going to change it for the better because those are the people right now of all races coming at these protests. They're mostly millennials. And generation, I think it's what, Z or whatever.
Yeah,
they're mostly them. So
I mean, the only thing I don't respect with them is the fact they still think Moss is the GOAT, and I don't understand that. I'm just let you guys know that. I just want to we got to teach them. We clearly got to teach them. I hope y'all millennials will listen because clearly it's rice. I'm sorry. We talked about that.
Just like me, Joe podcast. Green is better than Joe and better than Bruce Smith.
Coke and a smile.
Coke and a smile.
Listen, we're not going to talk about narcotics on this episode, okay? This is clean cut out here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But yes, definitely get a Coke and a smile. Mean Joe Green. Best Super
Right.
Bowl commercial ever. Or
Right.
close, very close to.
I still think the Clydesdale one was pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Budweiser.
pretty
I'm just
good.
saying that's pretty
We'll
good.
move
Solid.
on
Line.
that.
Budweiser drops fire every year. That's an episode we're gonna do, by the way. I think we should definitely do when because we're getting ready to hit that point again. Once everything dies down, definitely do an episode where we discuss top 10 Super Bowl commercials of all time.
Man, look, man. And for anybody that gets this far in the show, sorry, we got me to cut you off. It's been a little bit of a lull. A lot of stuff's been happening in the world, but the football guys are we're just getting started, man.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
hot topics coming up. A lot.
Promise you, they ain't ready for the regular season because we gonna be
shows.
up. We gonna be in their ass. We gonna be in their ass every
Pause.
week. No, we ain't throwing no polls in. We in your ass 24/7.
No, I'm pausing that. Yeah. I mean, what my friend in the red means to say is we're going to be, here.
I mean,
we are in
first
it.
the P
We're in
word,
your
now
face.
in the ass. I mean, what type of podcast is this?
Hey, yo, whoa.
Oh no, bro! I didn't sign on for that.
We didn't. I thought
Talk about signing up or
football. I
something?
promise you, this is all about
Yeah, we're keeping this
football,
football.
guys.
We're keeping this football, Ryan.
Right.
I know you were talking about David Portnoy's porno and stuff. We're not talking about it on the pod.
Damn. I mean,
That
that's
can't
all
help
come
that
from
he-
you, Ryan.
He performs well.
That being
Oh
said,
man.
to conclude this episode before we go way off tangent.
Reese.
Before we go way off tangent, love one another. Of course, Ryan always says it every time. Before you decide to make judgment of someone, try to get to know them, right? Don't listen to the stereotype. Before you decide to express your opinion, take a second before you go on Twitter or Facebook. Just think about it. Think about the backlash before you get it. And for all the people out there that still, to this day, don't recognize that, people of one color are treated different than the other color, I recommend you look at Jane Elliott's Blue Eyes and Brown Eyes experiment that she did. It's on YouTube. It's 32 minutes long. Take a look at it. And then might give you a little knowledge. But again, as Ryan always says, we are the Football Guys Podcast. I'm Tariq. That's Ro. That's Ryan. That's Bruce. I know it looks different because I'm looking at them. We love y'all. God bless y'all.
Definitely do, y'all.
And that's it for this episode.
Let's just shut it down until next time. We are the Football Guys.